So I'll be taking embryo grading. So embryo grading, it is the most important parameter for any IVF outcome. Depending on the embryo grades and the blastocyst grades, we will be able to predict the entire IVF cycle treatment outcome, everything. So how it is done, when it is done, everything we will be able to see in this slides. So assessment. So it is usually done with the zygote morphology or PN scoring.
Madam, can you make the screen
So
full,
once we
madam?
do
Excuse me,
intracytoplasmic
madam.
sperm injection, the next day, 16 to 18 hours, we will see the pronuclei formation. Then followed by the day 2 where we see the cleavage stage embryos. Then the day 4, that is morphology of post-compaction embryos. We call it as morula or blastocyst. Then we can do also additional tests for knowing the embryo viability and embryo health. And also the final fate of the embryo, that is whether it is going to cryopreservation or embryo transfer. So these parameters will analyze the entire IVF treatment of any patient. So embryo assessment, that is we do fertilization check at 17 plus or minus 1 hour, that is day 1, in which we see the pronuclear stage. Then syngamy check we do at 23 plus or minus 1 hour. That will be the day 2, but it is early hours. Then the day early cleavage check we do it at 26 plus or minus 1 hour, that is post ICSI, and 28 plus or minus 1 hour post IVF. Then day 2 assessment, embryo assessments we do at 44 hours and day 3 at 68 to 72 hours. Day 4 embryo assessment 92 plus or minus 2 hours and day 5 embryo assessment 106 plus or minus 2 hours. So total at day 5 or the blastocyst hours from the ICSI treatment, that is taking around 118 hours. So day 1 we call it as zygote morphology or early cleavage. Day 2 cell number, then we see the fragmentation and multiple nuclei vacuoles. Even in day 3 we see all these parameters. Day 4 we clearly see embryo in compaction. Day 5, that is expansion, we observe trophectoderm and inner cell mass quality. So any of the timings or any stages is missed, then we will not be able to note any of the embryo growth or the outcome of any patient. So according to the timing pattern, the embryo assessment is necessary for any IVF ICSI cycles. So PN scoring, we observe 2 pronuclei juxtaposed and centrally located. Then it is hours post insemination or ICSI, that is 16 to 22 hours. Then alignment and NPBs relate to the precursor bodies or nothing, but we will see whether the PN is symmetrical or non-symmetrical, or it is abnormal. Abnormal we don't consider as fertilized because it is having a single PN and with one NPB. So ideally, any fertilized oocyte should have 2 polar bodies and 2 PNs. So then only we'll consider it as fertilized oocyte. Then coming to early cleavage. So here PN stage, then the PN is dissolved and the next it is a cell stage, 2 cell stage. So here we can clearly see whether the ICSI that we have done the outcome is fertilized or not. This is the representation that PN is formed. Then if there is no PN, then we don't be able to see a embryo development. So for any embryo development, the prerequisite is the fertilization of any oocyte. Then embryo assessment we do in three categories. One is cell number, then fragmentation, and nuclei is there or not. So here embryo assessment cell number 2 cell, 4 cell, 5 cell. So here if you happen to see the number of blastomeres, there are only 2 blastomeres. So we call it as 2 cell. If the blastomeres are 4, so we call it as 4 cell. This is the zona pellucida. And inside these are called the 4 blastomeres. 5 cell in the same way, 6 cell, 8 cell embryo, then 10 cell embryo. So all these cell numbers, these are day 3 embryos. So from day 3, then only it will go to day 5. So here cell number should be appropriate, and the timing, the ICSI or insemination timing, according to that, the cell number is, we will be able to observe. So sometimes after ICSI, some embryos grow very fast. Like instead of 6 cell, it will be around 10 cell. So that type of embryos generally have abnormalities and also with reduced implantation potential. So from the timing of ICSI, we clearly note down each oocyte, how many fertilized, then the day 3 status of each oocyte, like that in our embryology sheets we mention very clearly, so that we track each and every oocyte of the patient. So embryo assessment fragmentation. So what is fragmentation? It is an extracellular membrane-bound cytoplasmic structure with a diameter of less than 45 micrometers in a day 2 embryo, and with a diameter of less than 40 micrometers in a day 3 embryo. So any embryo with fragmentation, it is not considered a good grade blastocyst. Sometimes the fragmentation is scattered. So all over the embryo, you can see the fragmentation. So that type of embryo gives very less chance of implantation. And also some of the embryos, only the fragmentation is in the localized region. Say suppose only in between 1 or 2 blastomeres, like that. In that case, we will report it as according to the grades of fragmentation, whether it is mild, the percentage of fragmentation is less than 10%, moderate 10 to 25%, severity more than 25%. So these embryos, these day 3 embryos, if we are culturing till day 5, some of the embryos will have its own repairing mechanism. All the fragmentation is dissolved, and we may happen to see some good grade of blastocysts on day 5. So ideally, culturing till day 5 is the proposed outcome of any IVF cycle. Then coming to embryo assessment, multinucleation. So multinucleation is presence of one nucleus in a blastomere. It is also reduced, it also associated with reduced implantation risk or of chromosomal abnormalities which causes miscarriage. And also assessment should be performed on day 2 ideally. Grading we generally report as binary, that is present or absent. So embryo assessment, cell size. So here in this picture we are talking about cell stage specific or specific cleavage. So that is 2 cell, there should be ideally 2 equal size of blastomeres. 3 cell where one is little different in size and 2 are in equal size. 4 cells, ideally all the blastomeres are in equal size. In the same way, 5 cell, 6 cell, 7 and 8 cell. So this will denote the stage specific cleavage of day 3 embryos. So here embryo grading, it is from Istanbul Consensus Scoring System for cleavage stage embryos. So grade 1 embryos in which it is 8 cell or 6 cell with a less than 10% fragmentation, stage specific cell size and no multinucleation. Then grade 2, the cell numbers ideally it is around 5 or 6 cell with a fair 10 to 25% fragmentation, stage specific cell size, no evidence of multinucleation. Then grade 3 embryos, that is poor, severe fragmentation is observed, that is more than 25%. Cell stage is not stage specific, cell size is not stage specific, and evidence of multinucleation we can happen to observe in this kind of poor grade embryos. So these are cleavage stage embryos. This is already entered in Morla, and this is 8 to 7 to 8 cells. So Morla grading, generally we don't check the dish on the day 4, but some labs there are patterns outside India or other countries, they happen to do the Morla day 4 transfers as well. So in that Morla grading, it is good grade, it is entered into 4th round and evidence of compaction. So the entire embryo volume is totally coming nearer, and there is a thick ball-like structure is formed. So that is good grade Morla. And fair entered into 4th round. Compaction involves some of the blastomeres or cells not participate in the compaction. See where disproportionate you can see the kind of embryos. Also, some of the labs, they will be doing day 4 PGT biopsies as well. So, day 4, it is not giving the correct significance whether the outcome is reliably clearer or not. So, we don't try to propose day 4 transfers in some of the patients, and including it also does not give the entire clear outcome of any IVF cycle. So now we are entering to blastocyst grading, that is day 5. So embryo grading, that is day 3 from the OPU day, and day 5, that is the day 0 to day 5, that is the blastocyst grade. So here no blast means all the day 3 embryos are arrested. So from this Morla stage to blastocyst stage, it is only depending on the number of hours from the ICSI. So this blastocyst stage, it is around 116 plus or minus 2 hours. So coming to blastocyst grading, we grade the blastocysts according to the numericals, 4 being the best, 3 being the next best, 2 then 1. So here 1 means early blastocyst, 2 means only blastocyst with blastocele cavity more than 50% to 100%. Then expanded blastocyst, where you can see the entire blastocele cavity. 4th is hatched or hatching. Then comes the ICM. We observe it as alphabetical order, ICM and the TE. So first alphabet A or B, C, like that denotes the inner cell mass. Then the next alphabet that denotes the trophectoder. So here ICM grade 1 that is good, prominent and easily discernible with many cells. So we give as A grade ICM. If the cells are many cells that are loosely grouped together, so that is B grade of ICM. C grade means difficult to discern with few cells. So we call it as C grade of ICM. That is inner cell mass is C grade. Then comes the trophectoderm. So trophectoderm, whenever you happen to see the blastocyst, so this is the blastocyst. So this inner cell mass is this region. Then the outer where you can see this cohesive layer of epithelial cells. So this is called the trophectoderm. So when there is any gap in between these TE cells, we give as B grade, or if the entire some of the TE cells are missing, we give it as C grade. So in this manner here we have given TE means good many cells forming a cohesive epithelium. Then fair means few cells forming a loose epithelium, and poor means entirely the cohesive epithelium is broken. There is no continuity in the trophectoderm cells. So here blastocyst, when you happen to see, these are the good grade of blastocyst. Some pictures I have kept here. So this is also 4AA grade blast. This is 4AB grade blast. So 4AB or AA. 4 means the expansion. So the expansion is very well. Blastocele cavity also we are able to see. So we are giving it as 4 being the best. Then comes the ICM. So A is the ICM. So 4A. Then last A denotes the trophectoderm. So 4AA is the blastocyst grading of this particular blastocyst. Then if we leave the 4AA to even to some more time, then it will happen to see in this. This is called the dumbbell shape, or the blastocyst is hatching. It is in the hatching form. This one, everything is in the hatching form. The last picture were entirely hatched out. The entire blastocyst hatched out of the zona pellucida, ZP. So how do we handle this kind of hatched out blastocyst? So we will be very gentle while doing the embryo transfer. The loading also takes place very gentle, and the proper placement of the blastocyst also is very delicately, and yeah, we carry it very gentle. So in this day 5 stage of blastocyst, so the ideal outcome, whether it has to be gone to embryo transfer or freezing, anything depends on the patient endometrium. Suppose if you are planning to do a frozen embryo transfer, then today's fresh blast which are formed after the OPU, we will be doing the cryopreservation. So cryopreservation, how we do, there is a specialized media where cryoprotectants are added. So the entire blastocyst, the water ooze out and the cryoprotectants fill the blastocyst. It is happening in a stepwise manner. Then once the timing of the blastocyst is achieved, then we will be doing into the liquid nitrogen. Then from there, the storing and all the documentation work we will be taking care of. So here, once the freezing has been planned, we will plan such that we freeze according to the grade of the embryos. So we plan such that the patient gets good grade of blast, and also the subsequent embryo transfers are planned in a better way. And also, if not embryo freezing, then also we will be doing the fresh transfer. That is the embryo transfer in the same cycle where pickup has been scheduled. And also these blasts, according to the quality, they can be sent to the knowing the PGT blasts biopsies. So for knowing the ploidy status or the euploid or abnormal, any abnormalities there, like that also we can plan in this stage of the day 5 of the blasts of any patient. So how do we do the PGT plan like that? So if the patient age is very high, more than 35 years, we call it as advanced maternal age. Also, if there is any recurrent pregnancy loss or recurrent implantation failure, or any reason for going indicating them for the biopsy case, then this grade of blast is very suitable. So the entire treatment can be planned with the proper planning, and the evidence-based protocol can be chosen for the patient. So how we do? We collect some of the cells from the trophectoderm. Then we do the tubing process. From there, the tubing will be sending to the genetic lab. So genetic lab generally takes to release the report in 2 to 4 weeks. So meanwhile, after collecting the 2 to 5 of the trophectoderm cells, we freeze this blast separately in each blast in one cryotop or the one straw. Then once the result has come, we will match with the result and with the same embryo number. Then that embryo number, if it is having no abnormality, that is euploid, we transfer euploid embryos to the patient. So generally one embryo, euploid embryo is having more strength. So the patient will get positive, and a healthy baby can be easily we can expect. So that is how we plan our days. In the embryology, everything happens according to the time. If any of the time or the any delay is happening, the phase of the oocyte in which stage it is missed out. So generally we do all the procedures with proper witnessing system. We have RA witness system where day 0 to day 5 everything is recorded. Each oocyte, the identification, the stage, everything we can be seeing in the software. So there won't be any missing of the any of the data of any particular patient or particular oocyte. So everything is done under RA, witness manager. And also in the screen, in the lab, there is a screen, we call it as RA viewer screen. So automatically it will be reflecting. Suppose today's there are 5 pickups. So tomorrow date it will reflect automatically in the screen. That is day 1. Then automatically it will be denoting to day 3 and day 5 like that. So easily all our lab schedule is planned with the help of that software. And also while doing vitrification also we use this RA witness system where the patient will get the dish from the incubator. So the particular patient, say suppose Shamala or Sita like that, will bring the dish, and from there the tagging happens. So each embryo we tagged with the help of barcodes, and we store it in a specific way, giving the unique identification code and the location. And also it is it helps us to prevent the mismatching and also any errors that is because of the same names or like that. So we do all our work under RA Witness as well. So how do we do the day 5 grading? Once the patient is having a day 5 status, we need to form. So we take the pictures of all the blast. Then we score simultaneously. Then there is a embryology sheet where we write the stage of the blast cyst 4AB or 4AA like that. Then same thing we report to the patient as well as all our team. So based on that, we decide how many embryos or the blasts are good, and we can plan for embryo freezing or blastocyst freezing. So per cryotop or per straw, we freeze only 2 day 3 embryos or 2 day 5 blast or 1 day 5 blast in each straw. That depends on the patient endometrium condition. So if it is a unicornate uterus, so we freeze only 1 blast per straw. So if there is any indication or any PGT case, in that cases also we freeze 1 blast in 1 straw like that. So day 3 embryos generally we don't transfer now. We do all cases till day 5 cultures. All our cases are day 5 blastocyst cultures. There are many advantages of planning a day 5 or blastocyst culture. Only thing is with proper planning and proper counseling, if any arrest of embryos is happening, if that is taken care, then day 5 transfers are giving much better success rates than the day 3 transfers. So all the day 3 embryos, how many ever are formed, they won't be able to tell the success rate. But when it comes to day 5, the success rates are really increased. So preferably day 5 transfers are better over day 3 transfers. And also it is specific that many of the papers also say the same thing, day 5 and day 3, if you happen to study some of the papers. In this embryology, the more deep you try to learn, it is very interesting. One feels very passionate about this embryology topic. I am done for today. Thank you.